welcome to ChessWhiz TV episode 488. I'm your host, The Wiz. Today we will play Frightened Queen at Chess. This one might be similar to chess because the rules are pretty straightforward. Let's go over to this website, leechess.org, and try it out. I'm going to click that button. I'm going to click play with a friend, throw a link in the chat while I describe the rules here. It's very simple. Your queen is frightened. Pretty good name, huh? Let's pull up the rules. Queens cannot capture unguarded pieces. Very straightforward. Now, queens don't usually want to capture unguarded pieces. Wait a minute. Unguarded pieces? Queens love capturing unguarded pieces. You know what that means? The queen is super impotent. The queen is like, nice game. Want to play again? Kajo M has taken the challenge and then quickly saw, after he saw probably that I was starting with a queen, he's like, this is too much. I thought it was there's no queen on the opponent's side of the board, so he doesn't want to play. Well, that was cool. You're kind of trolling the show. We're going to play with a different friend because that friend was a little frightened. Get it? Okay, you don't. Never mind. Queens cannot capture unguarded pieces. Unguarded. So let's say I send my knight out there somewhere crazy, which I do on a regular basis, and it's not guarded. Your queen cannot capture. So queens are really not worth the 9 points that they typically are. A queen, they say, is worth 9 pawns. Now, you know right off the bat that they're lying because nobody has 9 pawns. It's impossible to be worth 9 pawns. Hold on, let me drink some of this. Okay, so it turns out the only friends I have are those who join games and then cancel them. Join me. Let's turn on the chat. Let's not turn on the chat. Someone watching, please save. But actually, if you've played a lot of chess, you start to realize queens are better than that. If you've ever had a queen against a rook, a knight, and a pawn, you've noticed the queen is way better, unless the pawn is about to promote. That is because queens are worth more than 9. Mind blown. Okay, we're just going to talk about queens because clearly no one wants to play this chess variant. So queens are worth almost 10. But there's another thing to that. Rooks, which should be 5, are not quite. I'd give them 4.8. And knights, yeah, they're 3. And pawns, well, who knows what pawns are worth. So actually, when you take a rook, a knight, and a pawn, that doesn't even quite add up to 9 because of the weakness of a rook. In fact, maybe the rook is the whole problem. Because if a rook was, say, 4.7, then 2 rooks would be somewhere close to a queen, which is actually kind of true. Queen is not that much worse than 2 rooks. Depends on the situation, though. I mean, if the 2 rooks are about to promote into 2 bishops, who knows what's going to happen? I certainly don't. So let's get an opponent. Okay, otherwise we're going to have to do the crazy thing that I do sometimes on this show when I have no friends, which is play in the scary center of the universe. We're going to actually do that. We're not going to play that game because it's way up here in the high zone here where people are smoking weed. Let's come down here to this lightning bolt. Perfect. Okay, so let's take this game. Oh, I was too slow. Okay, this one. Good. I'll take this fire instead. Queens cannot capture unguarded pieces. So I'm playing against Kaliha. He is a provisionally rated 1600, and he speaks an unknown language. So this means that queens can only capture guarded pieces. Queens, let me type that out as well. Queens can only capture guarded pieces. This means actually that this opening is pretty bad if he takes me, because after he goes here, queen comes up here, it needs to capture something. This is an opening. Take, queen d4, forking the 2 unguarded pieces. That's not going to work very well. So let's play whatever this is called. I forget. I probably should have played knight f6, which is the Berlin defense. It's always good to know the names of the openings so that after you lose, you can say, at least I knew the name of the opening. Queens can only capture guarded pieces. I'm typing this in a screen you can't see. The reason for that is because it makes it sound like queens can't even move. They can only capture guarded pieces. Like moving is not capturing guarded pieces. So yeah, I'm not going to play there because d5, once again, take, and then the queen cannot capture that unguarded piece. So I'm seeing queens as being very weak. Hopefully I just beat this game without ever using my queen. Because look, I can't even capture this. It's going to be unguarded. I can't wait to play this with somebody who knows we're playing it. Because I still have not really confirmed that this guy, is not just playing chess, which is pretty dangerous. So let's see what happens here. He's playing a very dubious move, queen at c1. Maybe he's thinking that when I boot him, he'll just capture. Very dubious. I would think queen e2 is better. I would think that. but you never know. Let's just keep moving things. The reason queen d2 is better is that it's off the back rank, so now he can castle either direction, and his rooks will be defending each other. We've talked about in the previous episode how lonely rooks get when they can't... What? Okay, so apparently backwards is the new forwards. We're going to attack, I think. I mean, it looks like this position over here. It's a little weak. I think that opening the center is a good idea. The rule of thumb is, if your king is in the center, get it out. That's the rule of thumb. Because the center opening up, by the way, is bad for kings stuck in the center. So when I have better active pieces, more development, that's when I want to open the center. If you're behind in development, like you haven't moved anything yet, keep the center closed for the reason of you'll die if you don't. So that's pretty good advice, I think. Need any more advice? I recommend putting on clean socks every morning. I know somebody who doesn't put on any socks, and man, their life is miserable because of it. So that's my other piece of advice. Okay, so I think I could checkmate him. What? Did you want to castle? Did you want to castle? This is the new way to spell did and castle. See, did you want to castle? Because that's a weird move, castling better. Maybe he doesn't know about castling. Maybe this guy is not all he's cooked up to be. Maybe this is more like 160. There's an extra 0 there. I can make fun of him because he's definitely not watching the stream, because he's definitely not doing anything chat box related. That seems to follow logically. I'd like to win. So I need a chess move here that improves the position of one of my pieces. I'm sure this happens to you a lot. You're in a chess game, that happens to you, and you're like, what should I move? Have you ever felt that way? You're in a chess game, and you're like, what should I move? This is a great example of that, because that's how I'm feeling right now. What should I move? What you want to do is find a piece that's not doing everything it could do. Like this knight, it's doing some things, but what if it were right? Okay, maybe there's nowhere for it. My king. You want to improve the position of a piece that's not doing the most it can do. The rooks clearly are doing great. One thing I could do with them is double them up. The queen doing pretty well. See, I'm thinking of knight here, but trades are going to help him because it'll take pieces off the board when his king is in danger, weakening his weakness, shrinking his weakness. I'll shrink your weakness. And he has the 2 bishops there. I'm also thinking of this move, but it's got the same problem. Let's prepare the rooks for doubling. Prepare for doubling! Maybe that's a small improvement here to the rook position, so they can actually work together. Okay, I'm not worried about that. He's trying to trap my bishop. Let's let it out with this move, I guess. So maybe I didn't need to do anything. He was going to self-destruct here pretty soon. So now my bishop's totally trapped. Hopefully he liked that. He can now capture this and technically win a pawn, but also not that great for him. This is weird that he's pushing his pawns that much. Maybe this is good for him, but I can't tell. I'm not a good enough player to tell if this is any good for him. These pawns look a little weak now. I've got 2 attackers on this one. By the way, this was defended, so I was allowed to take it with my queen. Just so you know. Fortunately for us, this guy's pretty bad at chess, so we are able to continue to follow the rules and not lose. If I were to play a random stranger who was good at chess, I might be having trouble right now. Okay, so what have we built? What hath we built here? Very strange pawn structure on the queen side. But no problem, I can checkmate his rook. I think I want to get this bishop going again pretty soon here. Maybe this way. I don't know. I'm really hoping that someone in the chat is going to save us in our next game. I'm going to throw a link in the chat for those of you wondering. And we are playing a chess variant where queens can only capture guarded pieces. This looks good. Very reasonable. So I like this. Let's double up on this file here. Drink some more. Apparently pour some more liquid in my lap was an alternative description of that activity. But whatever. Thank you guys for watching the show. I really enjoy the fact that you're watching. I had a bit of a crisis. I had to ask myself, here I come, right? Why am I even doing this? Because I have a triple threat. So I might as well push this pawn all the way. He can skewer me a little bit, but that's nothing to attack. And then I can wham, bam, okay, and win a bishop. So this is actually going to be pretty powerful. The question is, why do I do this show? Do I do it because I want to become famous? I actually have 2 YouTube channels. Another one I go by the name Chronos, and the reason for that is I actually named myself. I've been ChessWhiz since I was a kid, and I didn't choose the name. Otherwise, I would have been like, that looks a lot like Cheese Whiz. Maybe that's not a great username. But I wasn't thinking that at the time, having been not born yet. So anyway, Chronos, much better name. Chronos means time, which is what's going to kill you eventually. So I love that username much more. It's about cryptocurrency. So if you search the internet for Chronos Crypto, you'll find that channel very well. You'll be an excellent finder of that channel. Okay, I've showed up here. Let me think about this file. Oh, there's bishops guarding all these squares. How obnoxious. I think I can prepare a pretty strong attack, though. Is this checkmate? Not quite. Is this checkmate? Nope. Okay, keep checking moves. Nope. None of them is checkmate, but I am now threatening checkmate, which, judging from the quality of my opponent's previous moves, I'm going to checkmate him next turn. So anyway, I was doing this Chronos YouTube channel, and I'm like, I want to become very successful. Apparently, there's no increment on this clock. I have 36 seconds for the game. Ooh, maybe I should start worrying here. No, don't start worrying. Worrying is for weak people, which is not me. So now I'm going to play F3. Just put the question to this pawn. Question, are you a pawn? I'm going to put that question to it, and then I'm going to checkmate him on this diagonal. Here we go. Checkmate. Is this checkmate yet? Keep checking. After each move, see if it's checkmate. If not, move another move and then check again. Chess is very simple. If you can calculate which positions are checkmate, that's not always easy to do, but I'm wrecking his kingside here. Something to do with the fact that he just played king f1 instead of actually castling. And that probably would have been better for him. Okay, checkmate. Nope, still not checkmate. This is a drastic attempt at something, I guess. Pretty drastic, definitely something. This should be checkmate for him. Oh, he takes with rook, he has to. Then I check him here. Then I check him here. Then I checkmate him here. Okay? Perfect. So about a year and a half ago, I was like, I'm taking this seriously. This YouTube thing, I'm going attention to YouTube. I don't know how to use words to convey ideas, so you're going to have to bear with me here. But the idea is I'm going to become super effective. I mean, popular. So for a little while, like half an hour, I focused super hard on becoming a very popular YouTubist. And what I learned from that is I'm not a very popular person. Well, it's a very interesting concept, actually, how popular one is, because one is much more popular than some others and much less popular than some others. Similar to chess skills. I mean, you probably think I'm great at chess, but if I talk to a great chess player, they will not think that. I'll be like, hey, do you think I'm great at chess? And they'll be like, I'd rather not answer that. Don't want to hurt your feelings. That's kind of how it goes. Khaliha. I need an F in there because Khalifa is a way better name. It took him 30 seconds to find his only legal move, so I am probably better than this guy at chess. Let's give him some time so we can get the proper checkmate here. King back, checkmate. Checkmate. Good game. I did. Oh no, I cheated. No, ChessWhiz. All that effort, and then you take an unguarded item with your queen. Man, couldn't you have just checkmated him in some legal fashion? I'm annoyed with myself. I actually don't see any legal checkmates here, so I'm a terrible, terrible person for having done that to him. I just feel terrible. Oh, but look, if I just go here, then I could checkmate him. How about that? Except his king is not guarded, so I couldn't take it with my queen. Whatever. Get out of here. So anyway, it caused a crisis, actually, realizing I wasn't very popular. Click this link if you're watching live. You can play the whiz and save me from an opponent. No, it's Kajo Emigan. Isn't this the guy who trolled me last time? I don't know. I'm very trollable. Hello, queens cannot capture unguarded pieces. If you can remember that, which is pretty difficult when you're telling a story about being unpopular. I don't know why I switched back to the water bottle that smashes my nose. But here we are. Oh yeah, now I remember why. Because I left my water bottle at the ping pong club. Happens all the time. I bet you did that last week too. He had a good reason for reporting the game. This calls for I had a phone call. That's cool. I hope it was your mom. I find that if you express uh, ideas on the topic of people's mothers, they form an emotional bond with you. So that's what I'm doing that. Funny you say that. It was probably his mom, her mom. It was. He's lying, of course. There's a way you can tell if people are lying on the internet. Here's how you can tell they are. Okay, 100% of the time, there's a small margin for error. But I'm going to talk about being unpopular later because this is a way better topic, okay? So I was building this engine for detecting fraud. It analyzed millions of bank transactions because I'm a hacker and I'm like, I'm going to analyze these transactions and detect the fraud. And it turns out, by the way, none of this story is true, that in order to make a most possible accurate, I can't do this because my queen won't be guarding it. Most possible accurate fraud detection engine. The best fraud detection engine says there is no fraud. These are not the frauds you're looking for. Because if you say, okay, this transaction looks fraudulent because, for example, it's for $1 million and it's made out to the Prince of Nigeria. Okay, the odds are there was some other transaction that was fraudulent and not that one because very few transactions by percentage are fraudulent. It's way less than 1%, and I can't even imagine numbers less than one. So it's basically there is no fraud. There is no spoon. So the best fraud detection engine just says, okay, there's no fraud here. That's actually true. That's the one true part of the story. The rest of the story was not true, but this part is true, and it's actually very useful to have a concept of that because there's actually a lot of cases in life where, oh man, can he? No, his queen is attacking nothing. Don't forget, queens are completely impotent in this chess variant, which means they can't have children. Look, it's not going to take anything because if it takes this, I'll take his queen. Which, by the way, maybe he should do that. Get a queen for a rook because queens are impotent. Huh. I better move this pawn so that he can't trade his queen for a rook. Yikes. That actually gets me thinking. Maybe I should trade my queen for a rook. First, I need to find a rook, and then I need to take it. I wonder what's worth more in this variant, a queen or you know what I'm going to say. So to have the concept that very rare things are very rare, so you should actually expect them never to happen is a kind of a strange thing. So it was helpful to see that in person when I saw the lack of fraud in my life, which was just a real thrill. It's so fun to see no fraud. I'm going to move the rook here so that it doesn't get forked after take, and then he forked me. I don't want to be forked. I hate getting forked. Okay, back to the story. Which story was that? The YouTube channel. So I actually gave up on being super popular for the simple reason that it seemed impossible to me. And I went ahead with being kind of half popular. Every now and then I get a message from somebody who says something like, I was thinking of committing suicide and then I watched ChessWhiz TV and now I'm definitely going to commit suicide after I watch the other episodes. I feel so good. It's like, yes, you love ChessWhiz TV so much. You'd rather die later. Great. Okay, so that encourages me. I love reading about your contemplative suicide attempts. Where's add time? What help? Oh, there's no add time button, or am I so forgetful that I don't remember where the button is? What in the world? Is the button just missing? I cheated. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's add some time. I think there's an option. Go in options and add some time. Yo. I think there's an option on his. I'll just move here. That seems like a good move. um, I have to take this. I was gonna just waste time. Ironically enough, I don't know what to do with myself now. I'm trying to make bad moves to make up for my cheat. Does that seem fair? That seems fair. Like if you make like 4 or 5 bad moves, that's like the proper quantity of bad moves. Thanks for the knight because that's not guarded. Maybe he'll just do one cheat. That'd be fair. One cheat to one cheat. I'm not really sure how many bad moves equals one cheat. But if he were to just take my rook, now we're even. Okay? We can't add time. Oops. Okay, that was like a really stupid move. Um, we can't add time because of it's his fault. But now, cheat for cheat, smiley face. Okay, so now we're even. Now, unfortunately, I'm down a rook, so we're not even by most of the definitions of the word. But hey, at least we've had an equal quantity of cheats. Maybe, actually, probably not. Push this. Seems good. I'm just gonna run him out of time. Put us out of our misery here. Lose the lose everything. I'm down a rook, so he'd better run out of time is all I can conclude here. I'm actually down by more than a rook. That's bad. I wonder if I should get get disaster repinned. Maybe not. I'm actually now down by a queen and a pawn. But lucky for me, the pawn is now gone. Great. Okay. So he's threatening to checkmate me. I better block that. Yeah, brilliant move, ChessWhiz. Block the checkmate. Great idea. See, he can't take that, so I'll just always get in his way. Like, you're trying to do something with that queen? Oh, yeah. Keep trying. Or not. Let's take this pawn. I think this is actually... I lose now if I take this because he'll just threaten to checkmate me. And I can't protect that, so let's just keep doing this. He's only ahead by a queen, but the queen can't take anything that's not guarded. So I need to not guard my stuff. This seems good. Okay, that's not guarded. Perfect. Perfect, ChessWhiz. Don't guard your stuff. Oh, don't get checkmated either, so he could also checkmate me this way. It's a very dangerous game. It's a dangerous game we're playing, but I can't wait to talk about how unpopular I am. Have you ever gotten something that you wanted for a long time? And then, after you got it, he has discovered check. That's cool. After you got it, you were like, that's disappointing. Have you ever felt like that? I felt like that before. I've also felt really sad, but let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the mysteries of mispredicting. That's a word. Yeah. Who is mispredicting? I'm having trouble being down a queen. It's actually kind of problematic. Because I'm a checkmate now. I don't like checkmate, but whatever. It's not like we didn't cheat in this game. Oh, yeah, you can't checkmate me now, man. Oh, I can't do that? Oh, then I'll do this. I need to get away from this pawn so that I can... Oh, no. I don't want to do that because he'll take me, and then I'll be down a rook, which is way worse than being down a queen, apparently. How are we still playing? I thought you checkmated me years ago. I could take that, and then I'll be down a rook, but that seems kind of bad. But I'm also getting checkmated literally. I think I'll resign. Then I don't have to think about this. Oh, I seem to have forgotten how that game went. I don't remember how it... Did I win that game? Yes. Yes, I think I won that game. So, an interesting question in the chat. Why didn't I recapture his queen? Remember when his queen took my queen? And I was like, huh, what a mistake. And I didn't take his queen. It's because I mixed up the rules. You know, the rules are actually... That's not the rules. The rules are actually queens cannot capture unguarded pieces. But in my head, it was actually like this. Queens cannot be captured when they're unguarded. Okay? You're just going to have to bear with me on that because for a moment, I thought I couldn't take his queen because it wasn't guarded. Okay? Okay? Okay. So I had this happen. And then a new song came out by Porter Robinson. Now, Porter Robinson, if you don't know this guy, it makes music. Wow. And he didn't put out any music under his own brand for 6 years. Now, that's impressive, but if you compare it to, say, me, you'll realize I haven't put out any music in 12 years. So I guess I've got him beat, but he hasn't put out any music in 6 years, and then bam, he puts out music. Actually, if you count Shelter, I guess it's more like 4 years. And if you count Virtual Self, it's less than that. But forget about that. Don't count those things. So 6 years, okay? And his song was very relevant to me. In fact, I want to play it for you, except how could I talk if it's playing? So I don't really want to. I just kind of want to. Because it's a song about getting what you want and then being disappointed in a way. And it's also about making a YouTube channel and then realizing no one wants to watch your videos. Have you ever had that happen? Yes, you have. So it causes a crisis because you have to decide, do I want people to want to watch these videos or should I just enjoy making them for nobody? And that's definitely crisis causing. I have a lot of crises. They're internal crises, though. There's two kinds of crises, internal crises and I forget the other kind. So the internal crisis is where nobody knows you're having a crisis. That's probably the kind you have too. It's way better, by the way, to have internal crisis, in my opinion. Now, you could talk to other people. They might not think that, so don't do that. Don't talk to other people. I wonder who's winning this chess game. I have no idea I'm even playing a chess game. Wow, I'm in a chess game. This is cool. Yeah. So internal crisis. What you do is you do the same as if you weren't in a crisis. That's what you do. And then after a while, you are done with your crisis. Not everyone operates this way. Some people have what we call the other kind, which is where you talk about your crisis a lot to people who don't want to hear about it. Do you know anybody who tells you about their problems besides me? Yeah, that can be overdone. I seem to be forked. Let's take that. I wonder if I should trade my queen for a bishop. It's not something you wonder every day, but it's guarded, so this is my one chance to do it. I'm not going to do that right now. I see he could still, he could still attack my queen this time. I can't take him at all. I don't know if he'll do that, so let's not think about it. Let's think about something else. Let's not think about crises either. So here's how the song goes. The lyrics are like this. When glory tries to tempt you, it may seem like what you need. But if glory makes you happy, why are you so broken up? Now, I know that doesn't sound profound to you, but there's a difference between you and me, which is you don't realize that you can't attain glory. You probably think in the future, everyone will love me. But I already know that's not true. See, that's the difference between us because I already tried to make everyone love me and I realized some people love me, but definitely not everyone. It's like 4, by the way. People love me, which is still good. I mean, definitely better than, oh no. I wonder if he wants to give a take back. Because this was a big blunder. I messed up. LOL, at least he sends me lots of love. That's what that stands for, in case you're wondering. Let's send the queen out on a mission to... Actually, I can take this pawn. Cool. Because look, it's guarded, so I can take it. But then he can't take me because I'm not guarded. Cool. Unfortunately, there's some latency in the stream, so I say something, and then there's a short time that passes while he blunders, and then he hears me talking about the blunder he's about to make, but it's too late. He's already made that blunder. Cool. This is working great. Now, I can't take much else. I wonder if I should take this rook, though. I really, really wonder that. In fact, I'm going to give him some time, and then I'm going to take his rook. We're just going to... Hey, wait a minute. This is checkmate. Ish. I didn't realize it's actually a super good move when I made that move. I thought I was just making a kind of bad move. Ever had that happen? You know, we have a lot in common, such as we both have the ability to absorb energy in the spectrum of visible light and interpret information based on it. It's also called seeing. We both can do that, so that's something we have in common. Actually, most things in the universe can't do that, so we actually have a lot in common. Most matter in the universe, anyway. I don't know if it's true of all things. I'll just take that. I feel like I'll resign now. GG. Because he deserves the win because of rook c8, and then he graciously gave that back. But takebacks aren't allowed in real man's chess. rc8, you deserve it. Let's rematch the guy, and then we'll try to take some rating points from him because he just damaged my rating when I resigned. It's his fault. But then the chorus of that song, by the way, the one about the glory that's tempting you, it's even better because it's a little bit poetic, and I love poetic things. That's why I love you, because you're so poetic. He doesn't want to play. Let's play with Worder instead. He's going to word me. Hello, Worder. Let's put the rules here in this wordy chat. See if he words me with an acknowledgement of the rules. That'd be pretty good. So the chorus goes like this. So tell me how it felt when you walked on water. Did you get your wish? It's so good because walking on water to me, now of course to him it probably means something like walking on water, but to me it means like everyone loves you. You're glorious. It goes back to the glory thing because the phrase "he's walking on water" means he can't do anything wrong. Everyone thinks he's perfect. So I take that in the figurative sense. And then, did you get your wish? It's like I know you wanted to be amazing. Was that what you wanted? Because I think deep down you think that if everybody loves you, you'll be happy. And this happened to Porter Austin, actually, the guy who wrote the song. Everybody loved him. And then he was like, that's what he was like. He went through a crisis. That's why he didn't make any music, of course, for 6 years, except for unless you count the music he made. Whoa, this guy's going crazy. But don't forget, queens can't capture unguarded pieces. So I am not worried by this attack. In this chess variant, you should not sacrifice for an attack because your queen can't do anything, man. Look, you can't even take that bishop. He's trying to win, but I can take this if I am stupid. Let's not. Let's just come right out here. Pretty good. I'm not at all worried by the checkmate. That isn't there. That's why I'm not worried about it. Did you get your wish? And then the next two lines, floating to the surface quicker than you sank. That's meaningful to me also because I understand the English language. Also, you're constantly in a fight not to sink in popularity. I mean, if you make a couple of videos like episode 192 and people are like, oh, a video with you in it. Look, I can take this because it's guarded, and then he can't take me because he's not guarded. Oh, drooling face with tiny mouth. It shrinks my mouth when I do that. Don't take that out of context. You're constantly sinking in popularity, and the only way to fight back is to float to the surface, is to continue to grow, because the people who love you are slowly dying of old age. So the only way to stay ahead is to get new people to love you. It's a constant fight. So you're floating to the surface quicker than you sink. And if you stop floating, you start sinking. So that's actually very relevant to me also, even though probably when those lyrics were written, they meant something completely different. Yeah. Now I'll take his queen. Because I think I've just practically taken almost everything that he has in this chess game. Should I come back? I'll take his... No, I'm going to defend this, actually. There's no rush to take his queen. It would be nice to trade queens. That would be nice to trade queens. Would be nice, but my knight would be under attack then. So I think I'll hold off just to... okay, so I can do it again. Oh man, Werder, you're getting totally worded right now because you're defended and I'm not defended. So I'm just eating all your pieces. Let's type yum to convey. Let's give him some time so he can die in a slow manner. Yum. Convey the concept that I'm eating all his pieces. I want to convey that concept to him right now. Now let's trade queens to him, which is a thing you do to people. You trade queens to people. Now, don't get confused. You can take this even though it's not guarded. Last game I got confused because I get confused every game, but don't get confused this game. Oh, I've got, apparently I've just clicked, I've got to go. Has that ever happened to you? There is this shortcut button that pops up so that when you go to click in the text, bam, you've got to go. It happens. This is the worst performance of my life. Well, there's a good way to think about that, which is your next performance is likely to be better. Someone sent me a video, I think it was about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, about the concept of regression to the mean. Regression to the mean is a fancy way to say if you do super bad, you'll probably do better later. And it's non-intuitive because you think if you've done super bad, now you're bad. Or it's also if you do super well, you'll probably do worse. But the mean here is not angry, mean people. It's actually the average. So let's say you get unlucky and you play super stupidly like Werder did last game. Okay, so he was unlucky, bad luck, you made bad moves. Okay, so then in this game, the odds are your luck is going to have an impact which is not super negative. It'll be slightly negative, slightly positive, or have no effect, you know, kind of like neutral luck. People don't consider that possibility of neutral luck, but it's actually a major factor in your life, neutral luck. You should look it up. Neutral luck, I made that up. It's not a thing. So the chances are, more likely than not, it won't be super negative and you'll do better. So you should remember whenever you have a great result, you'll probably do worse next time. Yeah, that'll be great. Focusing on that. I wonder if I take this pawn. Nope. Bad idea. Because I can't take that unguarded pawn with my queen afterward. Okay, so we're just going to prepare for d4. That's what we're going to do. Queens are really useless in this chess variant. In fact, I should probably be eager to trade my queen for a rook. I wonder if I should trade my queen for a knight, though. That's where it gets a little questionable. Definitely for a rook. Just wait till he brings a rook out here and I'll take it. Regression to the mean. I love regressing. It's so fun. I'm a real regressor, if you know what I mean. Are we going to trade queens and play chess? That would be so dull. In fact, I think I'll move my queen over just so that we don't. How about this? That seems good. Yeah. Oh, look, I could trade his queen, take his queen with a rook. I wonder if he'll allow that. He might. Because we all know how bad queens are. That, oh, I've cheated. Apparently, I thought this through, and what I thought to myself was, it's defended by my pawn. See? I thought to myself, I'll just type a sorry. I thought to myself, it's defended by the pawn, so I can take it with the queen. But no, it has to be defended by his own color. This is too confusing. One concept is too many concepts for my poor brain. He is now attacking this. Let's ignore it. Oh, but then he'll fork me. Should I get forked? Let's go with no. Okay. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant move. What'll I do now? What'll I do? I have now discovered a thing here. So let's prepare to die. When should we prepare to die? No, tomorrow. No, to die. Let's do it. It's an old Australian joke. You don't get it? Oh, yeah. Okay. It's a bishop. Whatever. I'm going for it. I'm losing my queen. This is great. I'm not going to let him trade his queen for a bishop, and that's how I'm going to win. I'm already regretting it, though. You know it's bad when you haven't even finished the chess game and you're already regretting your chess moves. That's when you know it's bad. How's this going? Badly? Yeah. Yeah, badly. A queen against a bishop. I need to take advantage of the badness of the queen and never guard things. Hey, that's not guarded. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, it's my turn. What am I doing right now? I'm streaming online. Oh, this is so hard. Streaming is a really weird combination of everything mattering and nothing mattering because you just, you feel like you need to be perfect. People are watching you. But then on the other hand, nobody watches it and everyone forgets you ever did it. So, except for those algorithms. Have you ever considered the fact that all of these videos are being saved? All of these videos are being saved. And not only that, but in the future, we will develop computer technology to nearly instantly. Thanks for the rook. Colon D. Thank you for that. He can't. He was thinking of checkmate, but that's not guarded. So I am now OP. Let's go win. Come on, ChessWhiz. Let's go party. This looks good. Oh, sorry, man. I'm not guarded. Oh, sorry, man. I'm not guarded. Your queen is useless. Oh, sorry, man. I'm not guarded. Oh, all of these videos will be parsed by computers, and then computers will know everything about me. I love celery, computers. Celery is my favorite food. All of my passwords contain the word celery. I wonder if that would work. I wonder if you could confuse computers by lying on the internet. I'll try it. Now they don't know what to think. They're going to think, oh, he must be confusing me by lying. Wait a minute. He was lying when he said that, which means he's not lying because it's a lie. No. Yes. Got you, computers. I've created a paradox, which is pretty deadly. Oh, interesting move. Pretty deadly. A deadly pair of doctors. If you say something like, this sentence is a lie, you can cause computers to not know whether it's a lie or not. Unfortunately, clever computers can recover from such a paradox, but we'll hope that the computers aren't clever. So the queens are gone. We're just playing chess. Interestingly, I have way more pawns. I find that to be highly interesting. And what I think I'll do about that is just promote some of them into queens. Wait a minute. Queens are super bad. So I'm not sure what I'll do, really. Let's go. I think I'm just promoting, yeah. Okay, maybe stop this one with the king and then promote. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to go here, then here, then here, then here, then here, then here, then I'm getting confused. Help! I'll just look at what I've drawn on the screen to help me understand my next move. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to move forward. Perfect. Good thing I wrote that down. Well, it's a good thing that all these things are good, such as these pawns. I've generally find that when I have more stuff, I win. Otherwise, I lose. It's pretty simple to see if you're going to win a chess game or not. Count the stuff. Wow, chess is easy. Okay. So apparently we're just playing chess now because there's no queens. But don't worry, I will promote a new nice try, queen. And then I will be under the restriction again. Won't that be exciting? No, it won't be exciting. It will be boring. I'm thinking after this game, I'll play another game. How about that? We're coming up on episode 500 pretty soon. 500. You know what we're going to do to celebrate? We're just not going to stream. I'll just sit at my computer and not enable the stream. You should just run out of time order. This is humiliating. He didn't. Queen. I can't wait to not capture things that aren't guarded. Check. Oh, the king isn't guarded. Uh, uh, just make some sounds. It seems good. Okay, here we go. What's happening? I see a checkmate, actually. I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go here. I looked ahead by 2 moves. Cool strat. Look at that. I bet you didn't even anticipate that, but it was definitely checkmate. You put the space in there to show that you are a pro. Checkmate. Great game. We're going to put one more challenge in the chat. If you're watching live right now, twitch.tv/ChessWhiz, and you want to play with the Wiz, this is your chance to click faster than Worder because he really wants to redeem his name and say, hey, actually, I'm not the worst player on the stream. You're not the worst player on the stream. That stranger who didn't watch was way worse. Heroku, so glad you're joining. By the way, Worder, thank you for playing. You saved the show. We had no opponents, and then we had you. Also, I don't think you played that badly. I think you played pretty well. The worst performance of your life was somewhat bad, but the other one was only slightly bad, so good job. And don't feel bad that you lost to me, actually. I am the best player in this room right now. Being the only player in this room makes that pretty easy. No, but really, I've been playing chess since before I was born, so you could expect to lose a few chess games, approximately the number that you play is how many you'll lose. So don't feel bad. Feel good. I've noticed generally that if people tell you to feel good, that's pretty useless. It does not make you feel good. I haven't figured out what does make people feel good. Still researching that. I'm trying different things. What I'm doing actually is trying different tones, different frequencies of like or I'm trying to see which ones make people feel good. I haven't found the perfect pitch. That's what they are. Pitches. I haven't found the perfect pitch yet. I have perfect pitch. Wait a minute. I don't have perfect pitch. Take that, computers. I either have perfect pitch or I don't. By the way, perfect pitch is where you hear a tone like this, and then you're like, I know what that is. That's B flat. And you're right. That's the other part. See, people could do that, but being right isn't so easy. Why did I play B6? I think that was somebody else. They're wrong. That's the difference. See, but I'm right if I have perfect pitch, which I don't. So computer algorithm people who are computers analyzing and algorithming, you definitely think I don't have perfect pitch. I do, however, know what it creates if a piano falls down a mine shaft. A flat minor. Pretty good. The purpose of those jokes, by the way, is so that you can annoy other people with them. I used to think that jokes exist so that they can be funny and make people laugh, but it turns out no, jokes don't make people laugh. They make people groan. So really the purpose of jokes is to make people groan. And the reason you listen to them is not so you can groan, but so that you can make others groan. Yes, once you realize that, it all makes sense. I wish I could fork checkmate and his bishop. But unfortunately for me, queens cannot capture unguarded pieces. I'll still do it. Because maybe he won't notice the checkmate. That's possible. Of course, he's watching the show right now, so he may have heard about it. But also, he might think, I'm going to... And then I'm going to just take his rook with my queen, because I've heard that rooks are really good compared to queens. He resigns. Wow, I'm so good at chess. I won against what's his rating? 1,600. Yes. Oh, he wants to play again. Okay, that was going to be my last game, but since you resigned halfway through, we'll play again. By the way, BTW, I couldn't take that bishop because it wasn't guarded. You like how I can type really fast? You want to know the secret to typing really fast? Is going in the settings on the stream and slowing down the broadcast. G3 should have stopped it. It also makes your voice sound really deep, which is another plus. Because deep voices attract mates. Everyone knows. Take a look at this keyboard, though. There's no letters on it, so that slows me down if I look. So what you have to do is look away. That's also why I type things like, where's my typos? Here, wanst. I type like that because I don't look at the keys. I just type, and I hope that what I'm intending comes out. By the way, if you do want to type really fast, what I recommend you do is learn another keyboard layout. Most people, when they think of alternative keyboard layouts, they just start sweating. But people who are nerdy, what they do is they think Dvorak, which they shouldn't think. They should think Dvorak, because that's the correct pronunciation of the famous composer who isn't the guy who invented the Dvorak keyboard layout. But anyway, Dvorak is not where it's at, because in Dvorak, I'll show you. Why talk when I can show you? Dvorak. Okay, I'm typing the internet. Dvorak. Okay, so here is Antonin Dvorak. But we're not going to click on that, are we? No, we're going to click on Dvorak keyboard layout. Now, if you open up this during your chess game, you might run out of time. Oops, 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 oops. I can't capture that this way. That's pretty bad. Okay, my pawns are all messed up. And you look at this picture, which is super tiny. So let's scroll to a bigger picture. Scrolling to a bigger, that's also super tiny. So we'll scroll to a bigger picture. It's good that these pictures are so big. And then I'll click on it to make it bigger. Okay, look at that. What you're going to see, if you look carefully at this keyboard, hold on, it's my turn, is everything's all screwy. This is what you notice. I'm going to move my click up. Okay, let's go back to the screwy picture. Okay, what just happened? Where is my picture? Oh, here I am on the main page. Hold on. I'm playing chess. And now we have to go to the chessboard view. We're going to make a move. Okay. And now we're going to go to the Dvorak keyboard layout view. We're going to scroll with the mouse. What do you notice about this besides how screwy it is? What in the world? We're back on the main page. Does Alt-Z open the main page of Wikipedia? That's my shortcut, in case you're wondering. I could take this for free. And then he could take this. And I could take that. And then he could take this because it's guarded by my queen. And then I could take that because it's guarded by his... No, it's not really guarded. Whoa. What a weird loophole. Well, I'll take this. And then I'll move here. Because I can actually take this and he can't recapture. So I'm starting to do those shenanigans. Okay, so we're just going to have to admire that we're back on the main page. Get out of here. The keyboard. Oh, perfect. Okay, so do you see that letter C right there? You see that C right there? Ow, my finger. Do you see that C? Okay, that's C. In case you're wondering about where that is, it's in the right hand. Okay, I'm doing it. Oh, cool. Cool. Move. I'll put a comma in there. I'll just add the comma later. Yeah, okay, that's good enough. That C is in the right hand. So let's say that you're a Dvorak keyboard typist, and then you want to copy something. Now, I'm a computer programmer for a living. I'm also not a computer programmer. That's for those algorithms. And what I do as a computer programmer is I copy things. You might think that what they do is like they program computers, but if you think that, you're definitely wrong. What programmers do is they go on the internet and find some code, and then they copy that code, and then they paste it in their program. And then they're done programming. I can't take that. Programming's pretty easy. The only hard part is to know which part to copy. You might think I'm joking, but no, that's really how we program. We programmers. That's how we program. Still playing chess here. Very interesting chess game we got going here. We're going to attack that knight. No, we're going to defend this pawn. It's pretty bad. And then we'll attack the knight. If you're just wandering in, you might be wondering why these queens are attacking each other and not capturing each other. I'm getting forked. That's cool. It's kind of a fork skewer thing. This is bad. Lost a rook, and I can't find it. Thanks for the knight? He must have just felt bad. Go for his queen here. Defend this square. And so you can't copy things with one hand with that layout. Okay, now this looks like it's practically checkmate. Let's go here. Because it just looks cool, okay? And also, I'm going to checkmate him. Give me some time. So what we're going to do is we're going to discover double check him. And then we're going to regret that. And then we're going to check him in the face. And then we can't take this. No! And we can't take this. No! Okay, and then we're going to move over here while we sweat slowly. This is called the slow sweating strategy. You notice I am slowly sweating, and he is breathing heavily. That's what he's doing down there. So I don't recommend this keyboard layout. I actually switched to Dvorak keyboard layout, and I typed it about triple digits, and then I realized there's even better layouts because this layout was invented without the assistance of computer assistants. Hope that made sense to you. Is this checkmate? I sure hope it's checkmate. Because I'm short a lot of pieces. I counted them. Take this. Come on, queen, you can do it. All I have left is this stupid, impotent queen. Maybe he'll run out of time. Yes, he ran out of time. That's lucky for me. I think that he can just take this. Because if he moves here, I really do have a checkmate. Okay, so he takes this, and I have to take with this because it's... Oh, no, it's guarded, so I could take with queen. I can maybe get a perpetual check that way, which means it never ends. Or I could take with pawn. He has to move here. And then I could check him here. He has to take the pawn. I don't know what I would do next. If I check him here, he can actually take me because it's guarded by this king. So not that. Erase that. I don't know. I'm just lucky. Lucky for me. So if you want to type quickly, I recommend the keyboard layout Colemak. You can look it up, Colemak. It's really a mind trip to learn a new layout. But what you do is you break your old bad habits because everyone has a few bad habits typing in the old layout. Mine is I type the Y key with the right hand. It should be with the left hand, I think. And so you can break your bad habits. You don't have my bad habits, of course. Some of them perhaps, but anyway, not that one. You probably don't type the Y with the right hand, do you? Anyway, that's also way more comfortable to type in a layout that doesn't have E and N where they are N. It's very bad. N is so bad. Have you ever considered N? Have you ever considered how bad N is? Think about it. Because under your right hand is a bunch of letters nobody uses, like semicolon. That's a letter nobody uses. So that's like you're always turning your right hand like this. Have you ever noticed when you're typing that your right hand is like this? No. Well, let me point it out because this finger is like N all the time because N's are in a lot of words such as no. And then up there's all the vowels, I, O, U. So your hand is like, hi-ya, I look forward to typing I, O, N, and U soon. That's a quote from Ask a Ninja. Look it up, it's funny. The Ask a Ninja Omnibus. This has been ChessWhiz TV. Thanks for watching.